When it comes to country music, Luke Bryan and Blake Shelton are two of the most influential artists in the industry. Their relationship is just as much a part of their brand as their chart-topping tunes. Fans have been pleased by the duo's bromance for many years, as evidenced by their light-hearted barbs on social media, as well as their joint appearances on competition shows such as American Idol and The Voice. However, in a stunning turn of events, Bryan recently was quoted as saying to Entertainment Weekly, "I kind of hope fans always worry about me and Blake. Maintains the interest level." The comment, which was delivered with his typical cheeky grin, has caused a frenzy on platforms like Us, where admirers are analyzing the current state of their relationship. Does Bryan's comments contain a deeper truth, or is he just making a joke about it being funny? There is no better example of country camaraderie than the one between Bryan and Shelton. Bryan, who is from Georgia, and Shelton, who is from Oklahoma, are both from the South, and they have a mutual appreciation for fishing, whiskey, and joking around in a friendly manner. It was in Nashville's tight-knit music industry that they first became friends. It was there that they became acquainted through late-night songwriting sessions and wagers made in the barroom. Bryan made a joke at a press conference for the 2023 Country Music Awards, saying, "Blake is like the brother I never wanted." Shelton responded with a laugh, saying, "And Luke is the guy I tolerate for the free beer." After Bryan's joke, Shelton laughed. They have made that kind of banter their signature, which has in turn fueled fan conjecture and an endless supply of memes. However, Bryan's recent response gives the impression that he takes pleasure in the ambiguity that supporters feel regarding their relationship. According to his explanation, "When people worry, it means that they care. They are waiting for the next twist in the plot, just like they would in a soap opera. When it comes to the drama, followers have shown their interest by posting things like, 'Luke and Blake fighting again. I must have the tea.' On the Bromance watch, and further user wrote, 'Luke is expressing that he wants us to be concerned about him, and Blake is at the peak of chaos energy. I can't get enough of it.' Because of the suspicion, their friendship continues to be in the spotlight, which is a smart strategy for two celebrities who thrive on audience participation. The past of these people is replete with events that feed the flames of passion. For example, during the final episode of The Voice in 2019, Bryan, who was a guest artist, accidentally spilt beer on Shelton's boots while they were doing a backstage prank. In response, Shelton sent out a tweet that featured a photoshopped image of Bryan with a mullet and tagged it with the phrase, "Luke's new look, y'all." As a result, fans flooded the internet with hashtags such as Luke versus Blake. On the other hand, there is true respect hiding behind the jokes. According to what Bryan shared with Rolling Stone, "Blake is one of the realest guys I know. Even though we are causing each other trouble, it is all love." Why then would Bryan want his followers to be concerned? It has some strategic elements. A sense of tension, whether it is real or contrived, is what keeps people talking in this day and age, when social media narratives are driven by celebrities. Jennifer Carter, a publicist in Nashville, claims that the two of them have mastered the art of the friendly feud. "It's similar to a reality program, but with cowboy hats," said the host. Bryan and Shelton, both of whom are well versed in the media, are able to play the game. Their public altercations, such as when Bryan used the phrase "too serious" to refer to Shelton's song God's Country, or when Shelton referred to Bryan's tight jeans as a cry for help, are designed to generate publicity without crossing the line into malicious behavior. However, there is a personal dimension to the comment that Bryan made. According to some who are close to the two individuals, their friendship is not without of difficulties. According to a mutual friend who wished to remain anonymous, they are like siblings, best friends 1 minute, bickering the next in the next. It is said that a disagreement on a joint tour in 2022 created a lengthy lull in communication between the two of them. However, neither of them publicly verified the rumor. The friend continued by saying, "They are both as stubborn as hell. Nevertheless, they never fail to make a comeback." It is possible that Bryan's hope that fans worry is a reflection of his recognition. They gave a duet performance of Sweet Home Alabama at a charity concert in the year 2024, during which they traded verses and made jokes about each other concerning their respective dance routines. Shelton replied to Bryan's attempt to trip him by taking his microphone in the middle of his performance, which caused the crowd to yell in approval. "That's the stuff that fans live for," adds Sarah Jenkins, who is in charge of event promotion. "First and foremost, they are entertainers, and they are able to maintain a high level of energy." Fans posted video of the performance and speculated about whether or not the antics were planned. The performance also became a trending topic for several days. Additionally, Bryan's stance is a reflection of a larger trend in country music, which is that personal tales are the driving force behind audience loyalty. He brings people into the story by dropping hints about tension, which causes them to feel invested in the narrative. Tom Rowland, a music reviewer, referred to the song as very brilliant. "The friendship between Luke and Blake has evolved into a story," said the author. "Not only are fans listening to their music, but they are also pulling for the bonds that they have. This is reflected in the posts that are made on, with fans making polls such as Team Luke or Team Blake, and posting fan art depicting the two characters as cartoon adversaries. Their lives intertwine in ways that fuel both the affection they share and the occasional conflict that they experience off stage." Both Bryan and Shelton are family guys. Bryan is responsible for his wife Caroline and their 2 sons, and Shelton is responsible for Gwen Stefani and her 3 sons. In the past, they have held combined barbecues at Shelton's ranch in Oklahoma, where, according to some with knowledge of the situation, the teasing never stops. Caroline Bryan disclosed on her Instagram account that Luke had attempted to outgrill Blake at one point. The situation was a catastrophe, but Blake did not allow him to forget about it. Fans are left speculating about the current state of their friendship as a result of incidents like these that are broadcast on social media. Additionally, the worry that Bryan is hoping for is a result of their competitive tendencies. Neither one of them has been shy about discussing their competition for accolades and chart rankings. Shelton tweeted, "Congratulations, Luke," when Bryan's song "Knockin' Boots" reached #1 in the charts in 2019. "It seems that I will need to improve my performance." A winking emoji and the words, "Good luck, old man," were Bryan's response to the question. The exchange, despite the fact that it was fun, caused admirers to wonder if there was a hint of a threat to it. It is said by the producer, Scott Hendricks, that they push each other. It is the reason why both of them are at the top. Every single moment is amplified by social media. Last summer, Shelton uploaded a snapshot of himself fishing with the statement, "Better than Luke's best day." Bryan responded by posting a video of his own catch with the message, "Eat your heart out, Shelton." Shelton's photo was accompanied by the caption. The back and forth resulted in thousands of retweets, giving supporters the opportunity to voice their opinions and take a stance. One of the users said, "This is the reason why I love country music. The conflict between Luke and Blake is the drama that I didn't realize I needed. Those who are close to them insist that the connection is strong, despite the elaborate drama. They would put their lives on the line for each other," says Dierks Bentley, a friend of both of them. "This is how they demonstrate their love for one another." Bentley describes a night in which the 2 of them stayed up until dawn, each of them telling the other memories of their early days in Nashville. "History is something they have," he remarked. "That's not going to stop anytime soon." In an interview with CMT, Bryan himself reinforced this sentiment, saying, "Blake's fans are hoping for additional opportunities to see them together." Even though neither of them has confirmed it, there have been rumors going around about a co-headlining performance. Bryan made a joke about how, if we did it, we would definitely spend the better part of the night roasting each other. Fans have been producing mock setlists that include duets and diss tracks, which has generated a lot of attention about the notion. A user made the following suggestion: "Luke and Blake should write a song called Frenemies Forever. I would stream it over and over again." The fact that Bryan hopes that fans always worry demonstrates that he is aware of the appeal of their collaborative chemistry. It is not about actual conflict, rather, it is about maintaining the story's momentum. In an interview with Billboard, he stated, "We are not going to bore you with some perfect friendship. We're not from the South enough to do that. Bryan and Shelton have created a bromance that is equal parts genuine and performative, a perfect balance of heart and hustle that keeps people captivated. This is due to the fact that they both have a love for music, mischief, and the spotlight.